More than 1,000 years ago, in a time when Europe had almost no hospitals and medicine was trapped in superstition, there was a Muslim scientist whose mind was so far ahead of his era that modern doctors still study his discoveries today. His name was Al-Razi, known in the West as Rhazes, and he is one of the greatest physicians, chemists, and scientific thinkers in human history. Born in 854 in the city of Ray in Persia, Al-Razi did not begin life as a doctor. In fact, he first worked as a musician, a philosopher, and even a jeweler. But once he discovered science and medicine, everything changed. By the age of 30, he traveled to Baghdad, the heart of the Islamic Golden Age, and mastered medicine under the scholars of the House of Wisdom. And quickly his genius outpaced every teacher he had. Al-Razi became the chief physician of Baghdad's main hospital, then the largest hospital in the world. He introduced clinical observation, patient records, ethical standards, and treatment testing centuries before Europe understood scientific method. He wrote more than 200 books, including Al-Hawi, one of the greatest medical encyclopedias ever produced. But what made him legendary was his courage to challenge everything that didn't make sense. If a treatment didn't work, he threw it out. If an idea had no proof, he rejected it. He believed medicine must be based on evidence, not tradition, not superstition, not authority. Al-Razi was the first doctor in history to clearly distinguish smallpox from measles. Before him, people believed the two diseases were the same. His description was so accurate that modern dermatologists still quote him today. He built hospitals intelligently. When asked where to build a new hospital in Baghdad, he hung raw meat across the city and waited. The place where the meat decayed the slowest became the hospital location, because the air was cleanest. That was Al-Razi's mind, logical, practical, scientific. He was also one of the earliest pioneers of psychology and mental health. He wrote about how emotions affect the body, how sadness can create physical symptoms, and how environment shapes a patient's recovery. He treated mental illness with compassion at a time when other civilizations treated patients with chains or punishment. As a chemist, Al-Razi made discoveries that shaped modern science. He identified alcohol as a chemical substance. He mastered distillation, evaporation, filtration, and chemical solutions. He invented laboratory instruments still used today. In many ways, Al-Razi is the father of experimental chemistry. But despite his brilliance, Al-Razi lived a simple life. He served the poor, treated patients for free, and wrote books that ordinary people could understand. And he never stopped teaching. His students learned from him in clinics, in libraries, and in the hospitals he built. Even after his death in 925, his writings became textbooks for centuries. In the Muslim world,